my last night can be
Amazing.
this is what I did. I actually started this quote,
Yeah.
and around midnight there was just loads of fireworks, but I didn't see anyone. Do you know, you're actually the first person I am seeing today, 2020.
Well, there you go.
You're actually the first person. You're actually the person that this year, 2020, you're actually the person that will add a new thing to my life as a new year resolution. You're this person who is going to make my entire life change a year. You just got to love yourself enough to know you deserve more. Be brave enough to demand more and disciplined enough to actually work for more.
Oh, we'll have to work more than this year.
So, and this is, I've been working on all these quotes because they are what I would like to say in my speech for 2020. And this speech, I would like to make sure that it will be reaching every single social network user, and that means all the social medias that ever exist, and that this message is reaching every single person who is going to be online for whatever reason, even just half a second, and we'll try to catch a glimpse of that speech. If obstacles arise, you change your tactics, you change your methods, you change your direction to reach your goals. You do not change your decision to get there. I am somebody who is irrationally passionate with what I'm doing. I am learning on my mistakes. I'm going along as I go. I use all my failures and all my losses as stones or stepping stones to pave my way towards my success. I'm stubborn with my goals, but I will remain flexible with my methods. In the case of the logo of Church of Belligerence, which is a very important project, because it's much more than a band, it's much more than a clothing company, it's an entity, it's a whole concept. The idea was very clear to do a logo which differs from anything that have been done before. So the idea is to have something like you proposed in the idea of the logo of Mandy, but adapted. It needed to be adapted to the name, and I wanted to insist and to emphasize on the symmetry, but also on the whole feeling of a church, a chapel, and the letters to be like trees, branches, and the B and the E to be symmetrical, the C and the H, but also not only symmetrical, but to have a flow in the words. Because first, when I finished the pencil draft, I actually found there was a sort of discordance in the logo. So I've used white liquid corrector, like this pencil that I've got right here, because this is what we call the arsenal of glory. the arsenal of glory is composing by pencils, erasers, liners, marker, and then white corrector. And with that, I've obtained this result because the logo still has the goal. It must be instantly recognizable. It must be eye-catching. It must be outstanding. It must be awesome. It must be a real pleasure to look at. It must act as eye candy. And first and most important thing, it must be memorable. Example of a memorable logo is Emperor. Why it meets all the criteria? Because first, it's a very readable logo, but also all the shape of the letters are very appealing. They are pleasing the eyes. It's like you look through a dating website with a lot of potential partner, both men and women, depending what's your position, and you will swipe to the right for the individual that really stands out of the lot. So this is a little bit the same with a logo. A logo is the identity of a band. If a band has a logo which is pleasing the eye, they will be more likely to get clicks on their website or on their link or on the logo, and people are going to be a lot more prone to check it. And the goals of 2020 will be first, I will put time and resources to deal with clients ghosting me. That I will be working on getting a deposit first before I start any work. I've promised that to myself. The second most important goal is the release of the second book, Lord of the Logos, Volume 2, Archaic Modernism. That is definitely going to happen. The pre-launch and the taster campaign will start for the Roadburn in 2020 in April in Tilburg. That's gonna start the Kickstarter campaign because I will be present at many festivals. The launch is planned for the 29th of September, which is my birthday, and I am going to turn 50. Exactly, you said 50 years old. So this is a very special year. 2020 is a year like no other, especially because of this 50 years old. It's a huge step for a man. As for a woman when she's reaching her 40, she's also reaching a very important moment of her life. I, for my 40, have released the first volume of Lord of the Logos, which is unfortunately completely sold out. Even I've seen it for £200 in a charity shop in Falmouth. Have you been to Falmouth?
Sorry, but I want that book.
Well, it was in British Heart Foundation, and it got sold for £200 in a charity shop. So it's a very wanted album. Okay, I think that I've said the most important things. Exhibitions are going to be a constant strive to prove that I have an ambition for excellence. And I am actually looking at the possibility to exhibit in Sydney and Melbourne. I've already had an exhibition at Alice Springs on the Blacken Festival, and also I had a few small exhibitions in Australia, but this time I want to have an exhibition in a major place. It would be a dream to do it at the Opera House. But you know, a dream written with a date is becoming a goal. A goal broken down in steps becomes a plan. A plan backed up with action makes all your dreams come true. An exhibition at the Opera House. If you talk about it, it's a dream. If you envision it, if you have the connections, if you have the contacts and the right people who can actually work and collaborate, it's possible. And if you schedule it with a date, then it's real. With that being said, I would like to thank everyone very much for having ventilated my thoughts with so much loudness. Thank you very much indeed. Remember, we can change our lives. We can do, have, and be exactly what we wish. We can achieve excellence. We can get there today. As of this second, quit doing less than excellent work.